The power of honesty. In the busy town of Sundarpur, where narrow streets were lined with small shops and friendly neighbors, lived a 14-year-old boy named Ravi. He was the son of a poor cobbler and knew the struggles of earning an honest living. Though his family had very little, Ravi had something far more valuable: his honesty. One day, an incident tested his integrity in a way he never imagined. It was a bright afternoon when Ravi was walking home from school. As he passed by the bustling marketplace, he noticed something unusual: a small leather bag lying near a vegetable cart. Curious, he picked it up and looked inside. His eyes widened in shock. The bag was filled with money, more than Ravi had ever seen in his life. There were bundles of cash, gold rings, and some important-looking papers. For a moment, his heart raced. This money could change my life. I could help my parents buy new clothes, maybe even get a proper school bag. But then, a voice inside him whispered, "This money is not yours." Ravi stood there, torn between temptation and truth. Instead of running home with the money, Ravi looked around. The marketplace was crowded, and no one seemed to be searching for a lost bag. He thought for a moment and made his decision. He rushed to the nearest police station and handed over the bag to the officer on duty. "Sir, I found this near the vegetable cart. It belongs to someone, and they must be very worried." The policeman looked at Ravi with surprise. "You didn't take anything from it?" "No, sir. My parents always say that honesty is the greatest wealth," Ravi replied firmly. The officer smiled and took the bag, promising to find its owner. A few hours later, a rich businessman named Mr. Mehra arrived at the police station, sweating with panic. "Officer, I lost my bag in the market. It has all my earnings from this week." The policeman nodded and handed him the bag. Mr. Mehra checked it quickly. Nothing was missing. "Who found this?" he asked, relieved. The officer pointed at Ravi, who stood quietly in a corner. This boy returned it, without taking a single rupee. Mr. Mehra stared at Ravi in disbelief. A poor cobbler's son returning such a huge amount. He stepped forward and placed a hand on Ravi's shoulder. "Son, why didn't you keep it? You could have used this money for your family." Ravi smiled. "Sir, my father always says, money comes and goes, but honesty stays forever." Mr. Mehra was deeply moved. The next day, Mr. Mehra visited Ravi's small house. He spoke to Ravi's parents and praised them for raising such an honest son. Then, he did something unexpected. He offered Ravi a full scholarship to study in the best school in town. "A boy like you deserves a bright future. Your honesty has earned you this opportunity." Ravi and his parents were overwhelmed with joy. The same boy who chose truth over temptation was now being rewarded in a way he never imagined. Moral of the story: honesty may not give you instant wealth, but it earns you something far greater: respect, trust, and a future full of opportunities. Integrity is the greatest treasure one can have. Ravi's story reminds us all: choosing the right path, even when no one is watching, leads to true success. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, share, and like the video.